Looks like they have now figured out the internet issues. Yeah,
Right.
looks good again. So, whoa. We are now live here at CTWC France. And wait, Mark, did you hear Scooter's Yoshi?
No, it's
Ah, okay. So we can switch to the match cam.
Match cam?
Yes, match.
Already?
Yeah. No, yes. And we can see at least Mark on stream. Mark, your plushies are not on stream currently. Your plushies are not on stream. Okay, we don't have the projector, but they're not on stream. Mach mal noch da. Oh, das ist einfach auf einem anderen Fernseher, den wir gerade sehen. Ha, lol. Nee, du siehst schon richtig, aber wir sehen einfach nur einen anderen Fernseher, wir sehen nicht den eigenen Fernseher. Dann hast du jetzt, ja.
Okay, just a second.
Very fascinating. Okay, and
Okay, well, if you move the chair, it's gonna be
now Richard is back again. Doing some. Oh, you got your power cable, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so coming up, Liz Cutie versus Mark. Mark, good on his promise of a reverse sweep against Macy. Very surprising. We had the Sphere and the Yoshi together.
Yeah, he just got some more support here with the Yoshi, so it looks like Mark is now prepared to just give his best to show, maybe to show Blue Scooty as the better Yoshi carrier. And yeah, Mark says it's him definitely. So let's see if Mark can show that he is the better Yoshi carrier, or if Blue Scooty will prevail. And I mean, if I saw the predictions correctly, most people seem to believe that Scooty is gonna be the winner.
I mean, I think that this is a very similar situation to Iberia last year, where they was a strong favorite, but anything can happen. So we gotta watch all things all through the end to see if there are any upsets.
I mean, Mark is pretty good. I would say his biggest weakness is probably level 29, but 29 doesn't make that many points, to be fair.
We have some scissors?
No,
Yes, but
I don't know where.
we had some, but we used them for pizza. What do you need them for? To just use your keys.
Okay. Okay, so there's just something happening between Scooty on the other side of the room, who is, I think, coming now. So once he's here, we can see both Mark and Scooty on stream.
I'm thinking about some. Oh no, I don't have any HDMI from there to the second stream. It would be nice. Yeah. You.
Yes, do I?
No, I was thinking about using that somehow.
Yeah, so I don't know where you can see it, but the plushies are currently on Blue Scooty's TV, which is maybe a bit interesting because they show up on Mark's side, but they are actually on Blue Scooty's TV. Already adjusting it. And to adjust Scooty's camera.
The first one.
The second one. It's good. No, it's good. No, okay, actually, I have to go back to that. What are you doing?
Okay, now it's good.
Yes.
Yeah, so Scooty's camera is now adjusted and we are ready to see them warm up. Well, Scooty warmed up quite a lot earlier on one of the side stations where we saw him play level, I think it was 29 and double kill screen, so Scooty definitely warmed up his fingers a bit. Whereas Mark was just watching him doing some friendly banter, so let's see if it's better to warm up more or to just shit-talk your opponent. I would generally say it's better to warm up, but maybe there's like some hidden mental strat that we don't know about.
Yeah, I do believe that basically just players.
Get closer.
Okay. Just But just like here, so I don't have to be like.
I have
Yeah.
a second mic if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my headset just in case.
I have a second mic here if you want.
Yeah, we're also getting a second microphone soon, so that the communicate
Yeah, we can have your
loudness,
microphone.
loudness for both of us is not this far off. Yeah, because currently, as you probably heard, it's a bit hard for us to get the same loudness level. So you can probably use the first one, second one.
So, for those watching at home, we have mine flu, which is Mike's quite compared to Jacob's. Yeah, the thing is that yeah, we're sharing a microphone, but we're now saying now for us to have our own microphones. So,
Calling through the whole.
not to twist it over here to make it tighter, I believe.
No, they just depending.
What? What do you?
It's just sliding through.
Oh, it's like
Yes, starting to the holder.
I think there's like a clamp or.
maybe because it's the bird that is here and that is there.
I mean, we can
So
switch.
you can switch.
Perhaps
That's
it's
fine.
disconnected or.
Yeah, you have to just. Now we should talk at this.
Okay. Okay, but you gotta put like some sound reduction, otherwise we're gonna.
So we are currently trying to figure out a bit of small voice stuff.
Yeah, open.
So once we have done that, we should have a nice volume. No, you have to do it the other way around. Like right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand.
Because the other way, I mean, I think it's going to point out of me.
Yeah, and once we have finished this, we should be ready to do the casting here of Blue Scooty against Mark.
So, I think I'm pretty low.
Can you make? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to unmute him. You have to unmute him. Okay, so we can now just
Yeah,
talk a bit.
it's pretty
Yeah,
low
yeah.
on my end. I think you. Do you have again filters? Yeah, just give it a gain of like 2 or 3. Doesn't mean much. Let's test it out. You can just see it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Just a little bit more. I think a 3 will be fine.
Yeah, 3 should be fine. That
Excellent. Yeah, that's much better.
yeah, that
Excellent.
looks good to me. So I think we have now finished our amazing microphone setup here. Also in a way that you don't have any echo.
Yeah, let me just check
Yeah.
things out. Brandon is still awake. Close kitty. It's like still hoodie.
Can you check the second the monitor, not the laptop?
I'm gonna just put this a little bit closer to me, so that way will reduce the chances of having crosstalk. This is a cardioid, so normally the pattern should be. I don't know. I'm thinking this should be better for me somehow. Let's see. Is it like?
You can maybe try something of some of these. Maybe they'll look better.
It's not the surface. It's still. It's like I need them because the microphone is like this, and I think that is a cardio part, so it's just picking up like here. If I speak to here, it's gonna be much better. If I speak through here, it's like barely pick me up.
I assume that it will pick up like this area, but okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have both? You're
Um,
playing both now.
Yeah.
Refresh.
no, you will probably have to check marks again. Just refresh it again. Oh no, it works. Okay. So we can now see both Mark and Scooty warm up. I just wonder if the is Scooty really warming at level 0? That's
Really doing
interesting.
a very intense level 0 warm. He's gonna try to go perfect.
Yeah, I think so. It's probably like not like real warm for them. They just did it for the Nespus champs setting up. Is my guess. But yeah, we can now see Scooty prepare for his loading, I think, and I mean we have 2 roaders.
There we
Richard is
go.
still very quiet. Can you talk maybe?
What's it?
You're still very quiet.
It's still very quiet. Maybe just a little bit more gain, I suppose. But look if there's any gain control from the Windows itself. The
Yeah,
settings.
that's what I want to do now as well. There shouldn't be any extra.
So go to input device, and then click on the device itself. It should take you to the additional options. Or just go back, sorry. Not the volume mix, sorry.
No, we're trying to figure out some.
And then click on the microphone, the bird one.
Oh, volume 100. Okay. You can try to
Okay,
again?
yeah, can you check the VU meter? Oh right, that's much better.
that's
You can
partial.
remove the
Yeah.
you can remove the gain. Not don't do it fully. I will leave it at 2 anyway.
Can you
Okay,
talk
let me
again?
try. That's much better. That's perfect.
It's a bit too.
Speaking just a bitch, but just a smidge, but now we can hear you, Richard. Yeah, Lucy has confirmed that everything is fine. Excellent. It's more gain and noise gate because audio is duplicate. Audio is duplicate. Can you add a noise reduction for me?
No, I would rather the limiter,
No,
honestly.
not the
Can
limiter
you
because
try
it's
talking?
not the limiter because it's just saying that it's picking up your voice as well. Just noise
The
reduction.
limit? No, it was the.
Noise reduction. That's suppression. The
Ah, here.
that will remove any background noise on my end.
Should
So
noise suppression. I'm gonna put it above the limiter.
okay, talk normally.
And I'm gonna add the same to mine, just to make sure. Noise suppression, noise suppression.
It's basically flip now. Yeah, we're still setting up. Don't worry.
Okay, so we can just try to talk a bit at the same time to make
Yeah,
sure,
still
yeah.
picking up you.
Still doing a bit. Okay, that's gonna be. I would love to use the second monitor for you, but we kinda can't, sadly.
No, don't worry. Just bring it a little bit further. So
Okay.
it,
I will move mine to the left as well.
yeah, I think I mean I'm gonna stay in this side, and I think this shouldn't pick me up as much. Scooty doing Scooty things, I believe. Capture is not working on the player's end. Okay.
Oh, you were searching
Five
for
versus
a
speech.
source.
Oh yeah, the one already took care of that. I was like,
Hmm?
I picked them up from the kitchen. So yeah, hopefully we don't have an echo situation this time around.
We are also now about as far away from each other as we can be, so hopefully there's no much picking up us twice. I hope this is now a good voice to everyone. Kex, the issue with sharing the same mic was that we are really imbalanced in loudness because I speak much louder than Richard does, which makes it a bit harder. When Gunther talks, it's duplicate. When Gunther.
But Gunther is not here. I think you're talking about Jakob. So the
Let's
noise,
look about the noise
yeah,
suppression.
the
Okay.
noise suppression will reduce the any kind of non-voice like sounds,
Mhm.
but voice sounds are not suppressed. So if you talk loud enough, it will pick up if the microphone is sensible enough. Is there a way to reduce the sensitivity?
Okay, the table for you.
Yeah, that's perfect. The only way is that they actually put like a bit of foam or something to be actually like between each other. Pretty
Yeah.
much that could work, I believe.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out the sound stuff a bit so that we have a bit
We got there's
something
some
between
sound
us.
happening here.
And I hope you can. I will move this to the top.
Maybe.
You have the view meter, excellent. So yeah, it's not picking me much at me as much, I believe.
Can you just and no.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the view meters where I'll speak. So it's not picking me up as much on
Can you see the
Jakob's.
screen?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, don't worry.
I've done it like this so that you can.
I can see. It's
Should
fine.
be a bit better for you
It's
now.
it's not too
see the
bad,
screen
but
to be,
no, not perfect. But it's
portrait?
okay. Okay.
In
The echo is on
landscape and
Jakob's
not in
channel.
Yeah, that would also be better.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna touch your stuff here.
I do.
I'm gonna do it like.
Maybe it's. Okay.
The height would be fine for you like this. Then we can just make it bigger and
I
portrait.
mean,
maybe.
however
Oh,
it
you
was,
can-
it was fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Unless you want to, I mean, are you going to add an output here or?
I
There's a
hope so.
cable, I think, in there's an extra cable in the on where it was my desk.
Oh, maybe turn on. Turn on this video.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, it's better.
I was wondering, like, yeah, is this being set up? It's really twin.
Yeah, I just need to
And then maybe ability I need to have from chat and games.
Yep, just make it full
So,
screen.
so I can focus on.
Just make it full screen. I can use the laptop. That's fine for me.
No, but I could use the chat on my end.
How you want the chat? You have to move downwards.
wait.
So, we should be ready to start pretty soon. Thank you very much for your time, everybody being here. People that had gotten up early on a Sunday. Much appreciated. Yeah, this is looking good. No, don't worry. Just pull that up. Oh no, there you go. No, the second one. There you go. And now just click on the excellent. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can see with my glasses. Don't worry. It's as that sound engineer said. You mean the? No, who's behind Scooty? Behind Scooty is pizza.
Okay, so we have now set up everything on our side, I believe, that we can have the matches nicely, that we can see, that they can hear us nicely, so everything should be prepared now for the stream. And so once the two players have finished their warm-up, we can start with the first game and the first match of the semifinals here. It's Scooty versus Mark. You have had some time to bid with your channel points.
So, I don't know where that came from. That at this point, we are just watching the chat. So right now, it says minute. Yeah, basically putting my hands like on top of the microphone, so that way only my voice is projected, and hopefully it blocks as much sound as possible. We put like a bunch of backs between each other, so it doesn't pick up the others. Because these are cardioid mics, so they normally have like a very wide range, especially when talking on horror. But since I mean, we had to stay too close together, we decided to go for these separate mics. Yeah, so I think the bets are in. I feel that Scooty is the favorite to win this match, but I mean, Macy was the favorite to win the previous match against Mark, and Mark was able to take it on a reverse sweep, so anything can happen.
Yeah, and don't underestimate Mark. Like, he's a really good player. He's currently the best German player still in the bracket here. He did really good against Macy in the last match. So I would personally say it's closer than you think. It's not the 50-50, but it's probably like a 80-20, something like that is my estimate. And Scooty forgot his blue Yoshi, so there's no Yoshi support for Scooty at this moment.
Yeah, since that custom may have confiscated the Yoshi.
Or, yeah, could be. Okay, so yeah, I think we're waiting for the players to input the correct seed now. And once they have done that, we can just start the match here.
Okay, we are...
You like this?
On the stream.
Oh.
The music.
Alright, so we got a Yoshi there from Scooty showing on camera.
Yeah, he got his saved one Yoshi, which is, I would say, even more special. Because nobody can have the same self-made Yoshi.
Right. We are good now. Just one more thing, I suppose that we just need to make sure that the streams are showing. Great, they are.
And we are just waiting for the two players to finish their warm-up, so... Scooty, Mark, when you're ready warming up, you can start the match.
So, Scooty's mom was the one that made the drawing.
Yes.
It will be the more interesting story that it was like confiscating customs.
You mean when he it's not taxes, what's the it's called when you go to the country and you have to like make sure that you don't import anything illegal or stuff like that. What's
Yeah,
that called again?
customs.
That's customs? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone is, I would say it was okay before.
So,
It's okay, yeah.
players showing us some rolling action. Mark just, I mean,
Yeah, it's border control and customs. That's what I meant.
oh yeah.
Because it's not just customs like some longer stuff. Yeah.
French said non. N'est pas du slip les bleus Scooty.
Bleu, Scooty, bleu.
Le bleu.
Bleu, Scooty.
Le Scooty.
Yeah. Okay, so players still warming up on 29, both of them. And I'm gonna say it could be 29 that decides this match just because of how good both of them are on 18 and 19. So 29 probably is the deciding factor from this point onwards for everyone here in the bracket.
Le Scooty bleu. Blue, blue, le Scooty blue.
We just see some really decent level 29 warm up here from Scooty at this moment. Mark is fake. What did Mark do? Okay. I was like, is Mark like faking a bigger mustache maybe with his hand? But I don't know what he was doing. Now Scooty in this warm up getting close to the level 29 transition.
The routine instructing.
Oh, don't worry. I wanted to ask you maybe to reframe Mark so it shows better because Cresp's like modeling the frame. I mean, it's like it's kind of distracting. So just that's much better. Yeah. Yeah, zoom him in, like expand the. Yeah, that's much better. Just excellent. Yeah, that's much. Yeah. Yeah, that way
Okay.
it's like. I mean, I love Cresp, but I think.
So I think we can now see the players properly, including of course the plushies, which are important. And I can see Blue Scooty getting in his battle mode.
Scooty is getting his CTWC. I know that's the millionaires gear.
It's not the CTWC jersey. It's
I
the
know
other
it's the CTWC jersey.
Oh, and
Oh
Mark's
my
showing the
goodness, we are on
CTWC death
heat.
shirt. Germany.
The
So-
heat is on.
Both players supporting their own scene, and I think that means that they are ready to go. Mark and Scooty, are you ready to play? Do you have a referee? Okay, I think that Gunther is currently doing the reffing here.
Okay. Kingsman is wondering how you say blue Scooty in French. We have some French people here, I believe. They can educate us.
Surely they can.
I mean, I suppose you can just say Le Bleu Scooty. Scooty.
I mean, yeah, French people are capable of English, I've heard in the past, so it should be roughly blue Scooty. I will hear Mark again with the 20 banter like, I broke Scooty's controller, don't tell him.
How many shirts did Mark have on?
I think it's true, it's like the
Oh, he has a
overall
jersey. Okay.
and then like the shirt. Okay, here, see the thumb from Scooty, so start the countdown in 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
I've been wondering all this time about the countdowns. So I've been wondering all this time about the countdowns. Why are we doing it in English?
I mean, Torda und Tetris?
Yeah,
I think we're doing
I
French.
think it's fancier.
Yes, but my French is not the best of the world. It's like, in German I would say it's not the yellow of the egg. So, I would prefer to stick to English. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you can do like one in French, one in English, one in German, one in Spanish.
Yeah.
Wits for Mark here. Mark going for the
Yeah. Mario's
meme
getting.
setups here. And he is 760 points ahead of Scooty. No, Scooty now has a one Tetris lead, and Mark is rolling here. And let's see who can do better here in level 18. Currently, it's a bit of a lead here for Scooty of a Tetris. Half a Tetris if you take lines into consideration. So small lead here for Scooty. Still enough for the players to just talk to each other.
So Stanislav is asking if Mark is rolling, and he is indeed.
Yes.
He was tapping a little bit at the beginning of the tournament, but he switched to rolling because he became more comfortable with it, and he's gotten some good results.
Yeah, he started rolling a couple of years ago, and since then got more and more comfortable with it. And now it's like if he wants to have fun, he plays chess, and if he wants to win, he plays rolling. So of course he plays with rolling here because he wants to win as many games here as he just can. Of course he wants to go to the finals, but I think he's already happy if he can win like 2 games maybe. But there's still the one Tetris lead for Scooty we saw in the beginning, like 20 lines ago. Next Tetris here for Mark. 5,000 point difference here, nearly same lines. Next Tetris here for Scooty.
Yeah, this is early game, looking clean from both players, and
Wits
another
for
Wits,
Mark, yeah.
indeed.
Mark is here really showing that he can do for the funny setups in Scooty's board. Without funny setups not looking that good. He has 2 small holes, it's kind of like a face that he has there. Yeah, but he gets the Tetris and is now triple ready. Could get the triple now. 1 high, yeah, he was going for the 1 high now. Whereas Mark is still in the cleanup process of his funny Witz setup he used. Which means that Scooty now has a 2 Tetris lead and can probably increase it a bit, depending on when the next long bar comes. We're now in the drought. We have a 16, 17 piece drought. There's the long bar for Scooty, and Tetris for Mark as well.
Yeah, we're seeing a pretty even game. Scooty leading by just 2 Tetrises. Mark, however, having some very creative stacking, going for a nice spin and clean board. He's gonna play it from the bottom while Scooty has been playing from row 2, getting the second row to Tetris.
Yeah, but Scooty now 60,000 points set, so about 2 Tetrises. Scooty slowly but surely putting on the pressure on Mark that he has to catch up. It's not like really fast. We are like 60 lines deep, and it's like 3 Tetrises difference. But that can maybe turn to like 10 Tetrises in level 19, and at that point Mark is kind of lost, so he needs to start pushing on the gas pedal. He needs to show that he can catch up to Scooty in the next couple of lines. I think he wants to get as close in the next 60 lines as he can, because 19 it's gonna be even harder for him to stay close to Scooty.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting matchup with these players that are known to be pretty aggressive. So like especially Scooty is gonna, as you said, put some pressure on Mark, but Mark is also playing some aggressive play to avoid burning as much as he can to catch up to him.
I mean, if you have seen Scooty play before, you are like, how does he, or why does he do that? It's so aggressive and it just works out. He's like, he magically knows when he can play like really aggressive, and I feel like that's something where he has the edge on Mark. Just like the game tends to know when he can play really aggressive.
Right.
And it's now 100k lead here for Scooty, so Scooty getting the much better Tetris rate. Also, as we see, it's like a 20%. Yeah.
For those wanting to know, Mark and Scooty are having a discussion about who's aggressive or not.
I mean, arguably both play pretty aggressive because they just have to. They know if they don't, their opponent will overtake them. Yeah, Mark now going for the left world here. And Tetris for Scooty. Mark waiting for the long bar.
We're approaching transition across in 100 lines already, so players so far with clean boards, but Scooty has a very strong lead
Yeah, it's a
for
5 to
100
6 Tetris lead
points.
here. Depending on the lines, because the 2 lines apart. 5.5 Tetris lead for Scooty. Close to the transition. Mark going for the double long bar, well on the left. And he burns 2 lines trying to get the Tetris. He's waiting for the long bar. Where's the long bar for Mark? There's the long bar for Mark. And it's still a 100,000 point lead here for Scooty, of course, because Scooty just gets the Tetris as well. We can see 3 more lines for both of them. Now 2 more Tetris here for Scooty. And once Mark clears
Nice
one
adjustment there for
more
the long bar
line
from
now,
Mark,
yeah.
and transition is coming in the next couple Tetris for these players.
One more Tetris for Scooty and 2 more Tetris for Mark. And it's nearly 150k lead here for Scooty, so that's what, 7 Tetrises?
Was it?
6.5, 7 Tetris lead here for Scooty in the transition.
Yeah, this
586
lead,
transition for Scooty, and it's gonna be just
yeah, 6 Tetrises lead pretty
460
much.
for 120k lead here in the transition score. Small misjobs here for Scooty, so he needs to burn a couple of lines. That could be the chance for Mark to maybe catch up by 1 Tetris. But no, Mark also has to burn. He couldn't get the Tetris. Ooh, Scooty with a small misjob there. He needs something for the left side. He gets the long bar over and can soon get to his main issue in the middle. Yeah, now he needs a long bar. And Mark has caught up a bit. It's now only 100k difference. And there's the long bar for Scooty. Scooty gets a triple. Still not Tetris ready. And he still needs to dig to the bottom of this.
Yeah, right now this is a great opportunity for Mark to catch up, as you were saying. He's already now 80,000 points away, and now only 55,000, so just 2 Tetris behind Scooty, which is a good position for Mark. Scooty still struggling, going for the T-spin, getting it, and then a double. Scooty just navigating through this board, but Mark is having a great time here with a clean board.
Yes, so from the 7 Tetris lead we saw earlier, it's now down to about 2 Tetris lead. Yeah, so Mark showing Scooty that 18 is not all that matters here. But Mark knows that Scooty's 29 is better than his 29, so he needs to get ahead before level 29. It's not that much more to then. He has to still catch up. Next set for Scooty. Scooty is clean. Mark now needs to burn a couple of lines. This might be when the lead gets a bit bigger again, depending on when the long bar comes. There's the long bar, but Scooty couldn't use it. Scooty is now Tetris ready, waiting for the long bar. So is Mark. And Tetris for Mark. And now Tetris for Scooty. Mark going for the J-Tuck.
Yeah, and Mark is 1 Tetris away. All this hard work is paying off.
Next Tetris for Scooty, yeah. But Mark now with a small, not so good placement of the pinkish S-piece there. That's gonna cost him a bit of pace.
Right now we got, Scooty regained the lead, regained some lead here at 755, Mark at 698, so max out will be hard to get for Mark. Scooty already on his way there.
It's about a 2 Tetris lead for Scooty currently, and he has a couple of lines ahead, so if you take the lines into consideration, what like a 1 Tetris lead even. Next Tetris here for Mark. And yeah, Mark needs to get clean. He's 100k behind Scooty. He is too high. He can go for the Tetrises, of course. There's the dirty column 8 Tetris for Mark. And Mark, I think he's now trying to get to the bottom of his stack. Yeah, he's now open.
Yeah, Medra saying, "Hi, Mark, you can do it."
Scooty now needs to clean a couple of lines. He is now open again. And is waiting for the long bar. We have 30, 31, 32, 33,
no.
34, 34 piece drought. That's a really long drought. Mark just halfway through the drought now. And Mark doesn't get the...
No.
Oh, that's the top out after Mark doesn't get the LPs.
Scooty about to go for the max, but
There's
the
the drought.
droughts. Oh
He gets
my
the triple. He
goodness.
transitions to level 29. That's
Yeah,
the top
no
out
bars.
for Scooty as well.
I just want to give another chance on what I guess.
What did you want to do? What were you trying to do?
That's green.
So yeah, like, thank you very much for people watching the US early in the morning on Sunday. I know some of you may have stayed up like very late. Hope you are enjoying. And if you need to rest, I mean, hopefully you don't miss out on the finals. Kingsman is
do that
saying
just
something.
we should do the hearts first. The hearts should come first. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we can now see some nice French TV documentation. I don't know where they're from, but documentary on stream. So yeah, and Scooty waving. That's the Spirity one here.
English documentary.
What?
It's an English documentary.
English or something. Yes.
Yeah, so
Documentary.
there is
There's the
some
thumbs. So I think
Scooby.
they just want to play. So I would say
We got a
second
great
game.
Yoshi. More Yoshis have been added to
more
the scene.
Yoshis. Ooh, and more Yoshis
Yeah.
on Scooty's TV to make that sure. Yeah. Okay,
Well,
we can start the next game, I think, in 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
We are underway for game number 2. Markway came pretty close to catch up to Scooty, but Scooty just managed to draw that was almost fatal.
Yeah, the
And when-
fatal draw for Mark when he didn't get the LPs over, he misdropped it, and that was it for Mark. But maybe he can come back in this game and simul Tetris here, show us that he can take a game of Scooty or 2 or 3 or maybe even 4.
8 p.m. in Tokyo, people watching on Sunday evening from Japan. So thank you very much for watching. Mino Floof is asking for a Quadro on Tetris. We'll be looking into that maybe for game of 3. 7 a.m. in Kansas. Blue Scooty Grandpa watching from Kansas. So yeah, we got lots of family watching, either live or otherwise. Let's see how things go.
Oh, and Mark tops out. He
No.
doesn't get the long bar over to the left. He hangs it, and that's the top out here for Mark.
Very unfortunate early top out there for Mark. And that's gonna put Scooty in a very comfortable position.
You know, maybe that was a punishment for us not doing the countdown in French. So Mark, we apologize we didn't do the countdown in French. That cost you the game. So this time we will do the countdown in French.
Yeah. 2 p.m. in Austria. I mean, we're the same time in Austria.
Okay,
Central.
so once they're ready, we can do the French count. It should be très on something like that. My French is not wow. Okay, it's not my French is not that good. So let's try the French countdown. It's très. Oh shit. Okay, that was perfect. My French is perfect. I know.
Okay. We're gonna do it in French and then let's go through German next time. So,
Okay.
3, 2, 1, Tetris!
Okay. Thank you.
Next time we're gonna do it in German to PCA Cup.
No, it's fine. I will try to remember French from now on. Maybe I will quickly download Duolingo. Yeah.
Jesus,
We start off with a draw, with 18-piece drought already. That's really
Oh yeah, those early droughts can be very dangerous, especially when you're not well prepared for them. But finally, there's a Tetris 4.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they are just the game is just showing us that these players have to focus the whole game. They can't be like, oh yeah, 18 is not an issue at all. No, here at the CTWC France, you have to focus all time, all day long.
Another drought happening here, but
it's not a long board. It was only like 15 pieces. It's nothing compared to the one before. And the next Tetris is
it's been key for Mark to keep the aggression in order to maintain a very slim margin, because he knows if he starts burning, Scooty is gonna catch up to him and actually like start in the lead on top of him. So that's the challenge. That's the pressure.
As we talk about pressure, Scooty just a tiny bit more efficient, same lines and 760-point lead. Next set is here for Scooty. I mean, you can theoretically catch up 760 points with push down, but as if these rollers are gonna push down. Yeah, it's a Tetris lead now for Mark, now a bit of lead here for Scooty. Mark going, just as I said, that you don't go for push down points as a roller, he went for 2 push down points.
Yeah, he just wants to make the margin as slimmer and as slim as possible.
I mean, for the tiny chance that you have the same points, yeah, you can sometimes win by the 2 push down points. We saw that. Not today, but like some tournaments, there's like
Oh, it
really
didn't
like
happen.
just 60, 70 piece
Oh,
points.
actually, I think there was a point between Macy and Mark that they were tied.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, split seconds, but still.
oh yeah, for split seconds, yeah, we had that happen, but I meant like during the top outs. I can't recall that. But then see those that Scooty is again one Tetris here ahead of Mark, so
It's really dangerous for Mark. Mark gets the limber over and gets a dirty Tetris from row 3. Left wall.
next Tetris here for Scooty. Mark is now open again and waiting for the long bar, which will hopefully come soon.
Mark. Oh, we had some connection issues. Hold on. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. So, yeah, this is the NTC experience, everyone. It's fine most of the time, but it gets scared when there's a small hiccup. But the background music is not on stream, so
I
you
think
can
it's
hear it.
now on stream. It was just really quiet. It's a bit louder now.
Yeah, it's a pretty no, that's pretty quiet. You have to bring it to like a -20 or something.
Very nice video. No idea. I mean,
Oh,
already
this
I
should be
did
a
like that,
set.
and I was told that it's far too loud.
Oh, -20 is
Then I had to
fine.
turn it like really down. Okay, so I think you
Oh,
can now.
Scooty playing pretty high here
And
again.
so is Mark. Mark has get long over. That's the top out for Mark. Mark tops out, and that's the 3-0 here for Scooty. I hope you heard that. And yeah, we are now hearing the crowd chant for the reverse sweep. We saw that earlier on CT2 with Mark and Mace.
What is it? Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
reverse
there was a
sweep
reverse
indeed.
sweep for Mark, so maybe Mark just needed like
Oh yeah.
what?
Colin said. I mean, Colin Chrisman is one of an infamous wrist sweeper because his seats are cursed and they get very
Oh.
RNG. Like actually, like in the finals for CTWC, he pretty
Yeah, I
much caused
remember.
like.
Okay, but we will not have as many cursed seats here, I hope. So match point for Scooty in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
And Franklin Thumb is concerned about her points bet on Mark. But we'll see. We saw a reverse sweep on the previous round from Mark, so don't count him out, and he is doing his best to recover.
And Mark sometimes just need like a couple of games to get like the gear up, to get the focus on, and to be like, yes, now I can finally play properly. We saw that really often, not only like in this tournament, but like at most tournaments that Mark plays, he just needs like that couple of games to get his mindset, to get his hands in the correct state. So now we can hopefully see Mark survive a bit longer than before. It's currently a 15,000 point DJ for Scooty. Scooty not being able to get the Tetris here. As now Tetris open, gets the long bar, and Tetris for Mark. Mark now a bit ahead of Scooty. Next Tetris here for Scooty. They are about 17,000 points ahead. 2 lines different. It's neck and neck. Mark Tetris ready, gets the long bar, gets the Tetris. Scooty waiting for the long bar, and next Tetris here for Mark. Next Tetris here for Scooty. Scooty now needs to get Tetris ready pretty soon if he wants to use the same long bars, and I feel like that's gonna be a long bar later for Scooty. Yeah, Tetris for Mark, Tetris for Scooty.
Yeah, at this point, I was checking the commentary. They were saying the chat. I mean, mindful of saying if Mark loses, it's because Jakob forgot to the countdown in German. So, yeah.
It's all my fault.
Indeed.
Yeah, small lead here for Scooty. 15,000 points, same lines. Next Tetris here for Mark. Scooty now Tetris. Oh, not Tetris ready. It's now Tetris ready for this number. Gets the Tetris.
You've got a neck and neck game happening. J defensive there for Mark, however, so that's gonna force
small
him to
misstep
keep
here for
burning.
Scooty, but he used an out-tag to
Mark
turn it
is gonna go
around.
for the dirty.
Yeah,
He
goes
will
for the
need an
dirty.
L though, but the L's not coming. He's gonna bail out. L King one piece late.
Yeah, the lead for Scooty is getting a bit closer and closer. Dirty Tetris here for Scooty. Now 56,000 points out of Mark. That's about 2 Tetrises and some change. So yeah, Mark stays in the game, but he needs to get the points.
Okay, let's see if I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but he's asking what are the percentages and graphs at the bottom. So at the bottom, you will see first the Tetris rate, which is the amount of Tetrises, well, you- compared to the amount of lines burnt in the game. And at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken, is the board state, or yeah, it's pretty much the board state and the scoring for each.
Mhm.
I know, never mind. That's a graph. This is just a plot for the Tetris rate. My bad. That's a plot for
Yeah,
Tetris
the
rate.
Tetris
So
rate over time.
yeah,
And
yeah, Scooty just having a very high efficiency gain, not giving any chances to Mark. Mark just needs to up his ante and start getting those Tetris in.
yeah, it's 130,000 points, as you said. But Scooty now needs to run a couple of lines, and every line that Scooty needs to burn is a line that Mark can use to catch up. And honestly, 100,000 points, it's something that you can catch up if Scooty doesn't really get a cleaner state of the board soon. Scooty now, Dirty Tetris ready, he waits for the longbar, but there's the draw out, 15, 16 pieces, there's the longbar for Scooty. And I think Mark got the longbar as well. So we will... No, that's the draw here for Mark. Really, Scooty is that far ahead in the piece sequence? That's really far ahead.
And a dirty Tetris now 4 from
Yeah.
Scooty. Scooty just spends his lead to almost 100,000 points.
Now,
Mark just trying to keep up with this strong game from Scooty.
and next set receiver Scooty, 120,000 points here for a split second. Scooty set a couple of lines more, so it's like 80,000 points if you take the
T-spin setup
compensation.
there.
T-spin setup for Mark, gets the T-spin and gets the spin. And yeah, Scooty is still not completely clean. He's still like cleaning up his board a bit. But he's over 100,000 points set, so I don't see how there should be any big issue in his board soon. Yeah, what do you need?
I am just looking.
For what? You can do it on your phone.
What is
It's
it?
distracting when you're next to me. Oh, this is the first step.
Okay, so let's move on here to the commentary. We have some digging from Scooty. He's running into some issues. That's gonna slow him down just a bit. Hopefully that will help Mark catch up as well, because he is doing so, getting another Tetris, raising the gap to just 3 Tetrises.
Yeah, so when Mark is behind, he can get Tetrises, unlike Scooty couldn't get a couple of Tetrises here. Due to the board state, but Scooty is now Tetris ready and column 3. Mark got the Tetris. And Scooty is waiting for the longbar. There's the longbar for Scooty. Tetris for Scooty. 49 for Scooty. 413 here for Mark. So it's about a 76,000 point lead here for Scooty. Next Tetris for Mark. Double for Scooty. Scooty now in the standard right well setup is now Tetris ready. Mark is not, so Scooty can use the next longbar. And so can Mark now. There's the longbar for Mark and Tetris for Mark.
Mark doing some nice recovery here, just a Tetris and change
Yeah, it's
behind,
really
and
close.
he's about to just reduce it to less than that.
And one more Tetris possible here for Scooty in level 18. One more Tetris possible here for Mark. Scooty didn't get the Tetris. Mark, one more Tetris or where he can get 3 points in total, like 3 singles. Scooty is on level 19 Tetris here for Scooty. Mark is leading the longbar. There's longbar for Mark. Mark gets the longbar down to 60,000 points. The transition lead, I think, was actually in favor of Mark now. Next Tetris here now for Mark. And next Tetris here for Mark. Next Tetris Scooty simul Tetris. Only Tetris and a half ahead of Scooty, so Mark really getting close here. Couple of lines that Mark needs to burn. Mark is now open again and goes for the Tetris readiness. Scooty is not ready. He needs an open or
setting up
something
for
to
a
tuck.
square tuck and gets it perfectly. Tetris is ready at 620.
Tetris for Mark though.
Still, I believe that Mark has the pace lead, or almost there.
We're like pace-wise, like neck and neck. It's really close. Like it's about 2 Tetrises in points and 2 Tetrises in lines. So next Tetris here for Mark, down to 43,000 points. That Tetris here for Scooty, up to 70,000 points. And we are waiting for the long bars here for Mark. Mark is staying clean. Scooty needs to set up his Tetris well. He is now set up for the Tetris well. Drought and Tetris down to 63,000 points. The difference here. Small miss of Mark here from the pink Z piece, which is gonna take some cleanup. Scooty in the meanwhile is still clean and he's waiting for the long bar for the next Tetris. Mark gets the long bar over and gets another triple here. Next Tetris for Scooty. Lead is up to 85,000 points. The next Tetris for Scooty. Lead is again above 100,000 points. Mark goes for the dirty Tetris now as Tetris ready is waiting for the long bar. The long bar should come any second. Next Tetris here for Scooty. Next Tetris for Mark. Lead 110,000 points and we're at level 24. So we have about 4 more levels to go on level 19 speed. Scooty needs to clean that couple of lines. It's about a Tetris. So Mark can theoretically close in the lead gap a bit.
Yeah, so far we are looking at Mark doing a good job from what he was facing, but like the scores are getting larger as this plays become bigger scoring, especially for Tetrises. So the numbers showing the gap get bigger, even though they are trying to keep the same efficiency.
Yep. As you can see, next Tetris here for Scooty, 150,000 points. Another Tetris here for Scooty. Mark in the meanwhile just having a bit of, well, we just needed the burns. Which means Scooty now nearly 200,000 points ahead of Mark. Next Tetris here for Scooty, and we have a 200,000 point lead there for a second. But if we look at the levels, we can see Scooty level 27, level 26 for Mark, or, you know, 219 and 208 points.
So, Danny, Mark is from Germany.
Yes, Mark is one of the most famous German players, I would say. He is, for example, the guy who did the first 19.5, and
So we are approaching the kill screen.
max out for Scooty. Scooty wants the next longbow for Scooty. And one more line for Scooty, and he is on level 29. There's
And there
level
we go.
29, and Tetris on level 29 for Scooty. Tetris for Mark on level 18. Scooty 240,000 points out of Mark. Scooty at the bottom, really nice 29 position here for Scooty. But Mark, level 28, 250,000 points behind Mark, behind Scooty. Scooty going for the Tetris. Yes, Scooty goes for the Tetris. But so does Mark. Mark, level 29, 370,000 points. Mark gets the Tetris. Both players clean. 12 missiles of Mark. He needs a longbow for column 2. Mark's got the longbow in column 2. And that's really high for Mark. That's probably it for Mark. Yeah, that's it over for Mark.
Mark
Someone-
is stopping out.
Yeah, that's all for Mark.
Scooty, we just swift advances into the final. And Mark with a very good run, but yet we'll be seeing him soon for the third place match still. So
And we are just looking for Scooty to see what he can do. He deserves this victory round. It's 1.3. He has until level 39 to go. It could be 1.5 maybe, depending if he gets maybe a Tetris in. Yeah, 1.4 now for Scooty. It's 100,000 points for him to go for the 1.5. He could even get a 1.6. Yeah, 1.45 now.
and this is the reason we're having line camps, everybody, because otherwise I know Scooty will play forever with this kind of
Yeah. And we know that
efficiency.
Scooty can play forever. We saw him get the crash, so he could play for like half an hour straight. 1.5 now for Scooty. He has a couple of levels left to go. He is now in level 37, so level 37 and 38 could be the 1.6, the first 1.6 of the tournament. The closest we saw was Dan with a 1.596 in the qualification. One more Tetris here for Scooty maybe. He goes for the Tetris, he needs the longbar soon. Oh, he doesn't get the longbar.
No. Okay. Oh no.
And with that, the highest
GG.
score at the CTWC France still as at Dan V's. So, congratulations to Blue Scooty for advancing to the finals of the CTWC France 2024 Regional.
I'm surprised that Mark only has a 1.2
I don't know if it's
up to date.
not up to date, I think.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
But if you look at the bracket real quick, we can now see that Scooty is in the grand finals and Mark is in the third place match here. Next semifinals will be F1 Prox against Dan V.
So F1 being the last Frenchman standing in the tournament against UK darling Dan Vinky, or Dan V rather.
Dan V.
And we have a big audience for Dan V particularly.
Yeah, I think he said his whole family, like 20 people came to cheer for him, so the semifinals with Dan V and whatever he ends up next could be the loudest games or matches here at the CTWC France Qualifier 2024. Okay. So Dan V and
F1.
F1 Prox are getting ready, I think. Yeah, Dan V already tried to sit down, but he got sent back apparently. So they're now talking a bit to each other, probably like they're exchanging their game plans.
Yeah, we're looking for an entrance from Danby anytime soon. I
Yep.
hope you're joined today. Yeah, Frau saying USA on another level. The bad boy of Tetris, the Envy, says Kingsman. Yeah, the Envy.
There's some really good players here at the CTWC France, and I'm really happy that we have like Blue Scooty here. Like you kind of could say one of the Tetris prodigies, just because of how really amazing he is playing. Of course, same with Denvi. Yeah. Okay, so I think Denvi is making an entrance here on the stage, so we can.
Yeah, looks like we're having some dramatic entrance happening soon. Um, we need a channel point payout. Yeah, who's managing the server? I think
I
King can
am
close
at this point.
the.
I'm doing everything at this point.
Just yeah, go slash predict. You got it. Excellent. We are gonna make the payouts for the predictions.
Yep, the
As
payout
we
should be done
speak.
now.
And Occupy saying that he will go to bed soon. Hopefully, I mean, you get some rest.
I switched to a smartphone sport on Alex
Sharky is already fell asleep on the voice channel. Sharky is down, everybody. Sharky is down.
But we have started the next prediction. It is going to be F1 procs against Denvi. We're just waiting for them to get ready.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting.
Oh, there's some kind of interview, I think, between Gunther and Blue Scooty that we can't hear. Yeah. Okay, so we are waiting for Dan V and F1 procs to get on the stage.
I'm gonna
Okay,
get
so
some to eat real quick, and I will be back. I guess. Danby is already in the hole, and F1 is
perfect.
too. F1 has a Discord plushie, actually.
Yeah, he has a Discord plushie, Discord hoodie. He's like the biggest Discord fan I've seen at this tournament, I feel like. But you know, it's like the main communication platform we use for Tetris and everything, so it does make a bit of sense to be a fan of it. Yeah, so I think they are now preparing to sit down and start matches, which are just left for a second. Yeah. There's just some funny chatting happening between Gunther and Envy. So it's gonna be Envy.
Because I'm saying, I think Canaans were more okay. Fire is bad. Remember that. I mean, our next semifinalists are setting up. We're looking forward to a very exciting second semifinal, followed then by the third place match, and finally the final. So 3 matches left to play. I forgot to put okay. Yeah, just wait. Yeah. So
You forgot to predict the last game, but now you can predict this game. It's gonna be
yeah, then it
F1
is,
Fox against Dan V. I'm not too sure where they're gonna sit down, so I just made it random and I made the random choice incorrect. Okay. So I have to redo it real quick. Then here it's F1 procs. What? And it's gonna be Dan V from the United Kingdom. the players now sit down and we get some other plushies on F1 Proxys TV. Oh wait, sorry, on of course on Denvi's TV. And we have
Just put them to the
the
right.
Discord plushie
Someone to the
on
right. That's it.
F1 Proxys
That's good.
TV, and we have a Duck and a Black Yoshi on Denvi's TV.
Lekana Ilyushi.
And so let's see if the Discord support or the Duck and Yoshi support is the better support to win this game. This
Cat
match.
Surgery, not Katsugiri, is betting 500 points on Denvi.
I mean, 500 points is 500 points.
Yeah. Where's Katsu though?
Mm. Yeah, so the players are still warming up at this point. Let's see who of them.
Okay, Kit Kat, what
We'll
is
win at
up
the end.
19.5 on market? So 19.5 is the B-type mode. That was considered impossible some years ago. And Mark was the first to pretty much make it, to complete it. Is level 19 speed with a height of, maximum height of garbage that the game normally allows.
Okay.
You had to complete 25 lines for it to get it, and yeah, Mark was the first player to have a recorded and confirmed 19.5 completion back in 2021 or 2020, I don't remember. What was a while ago.
I actually should know because I'm from the German scene, but honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah, the thing is the pandemic years are a blur.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple of stuff that you remember like when they happened, but most it's like just a blur. But yes,
It was 2019 because that was reported.
It was early. Like I would have said it was 2020.
Yeah, could be happening late 2020 or because I didn't remember Scout reporting on that around that time. I think it was just after CTWC in 2020. That's what I remember.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that every one of these players here could do level 95 kind of like blind even at this point. So
Yeah, Rolling
good
broke
they are.
that. Rolling pretty much made 29.5 and sorry 19.5 at rite of passage now for rollers.
But you know that F1 Pox is not rolling.
I know, yeah, F1 is
He's tapping.
he's our remaining French player, our remaining tapper.
Yeah. He's
in
the
the
remaining resistance let up. I don't know. I don't know French. But yes, the last resistance of the French tappers here at CTWC France 2024.
I mean, that is considered, depending on who you ask, either the best or the second best UK player. So he's here to show his might, especially since he wants to prepare for CTWC coming up in a couple months. So
Yeah.
less than a couple months actually.
And having a nice regional win before that it's gonna help you mentally game quite a lot. Yeah, people say 2019. I wasn't sure if I was like 2020, but apparently it was even 2019. It's a couple of years old. Yeah.
Okay, he talked about, but it wasn't like complete in 2019. That's the reason. That's the question I have.
Apparently it was 2019. You know, 2019 was when I got into the German chat scene and everything, so...
Okay, the king has confirmed
It's kind of
2019. I'm going to be inclined to believe it. 2019 was a year I wasn't that involved. Well, I wasn't like that into the community. I started watching things, re-watching things, because I watched things back in 2017, but never like got into too much Rock status until like in the pandemic. Well, say Man of Loop. I'm still waiting for the moment where a Tetris player known for tapping only suddenly starts rolling in the middle of a game before 29 goes berserk. Okay, looks
Yes,
like
and
the
the
players
players
are
are
ready.
ready. So I think we can start the countdown for the second semifinals. Are you ready?
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. And which
Yeah.
language should we do it? Do you know Spanish?
Let's go for German.
Okay. Do you know German?
Just a bit. I mean,
3, 2, 1.
fine. Yeah,
You can do
try. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let's do it.
Zwei, eins, Tetris.
That was about as good as my French, so.
Oh.
And if one Fox already in the lead with the 11 push-down points. And Tetris for both of them. Simul Tetris.
Yeah, F1 just going for his signature push-down points to get that bit of an edge.
I mean, it can always matter if you top out early and have the same points, for example. But yeah. Next set is here for F1 Fox. Then we going a bit more hilly, I would say. You know, he. Next set was here and Witz for Dan V. Small OPs that he couldn't really place anywhere better for Dan V, so the early lead is probably at F1 procs, depending on when the next long bar comes. We have a drought of like 17 pieces and just one piece too late for the long bar. F1 procs couldn't use it. There's next long bar and Tetris for F1 procs. And now Tetris for Dan V. But we have a 1 Tetris lead here for F1 procs, so the early lead goes to F1 procs. Next set is for Dan V. F1 procs, Tetris ready, waiting for the long bar. Dan V, not Tetris ready, waiting for the Tetris readiness, and then the long bar. It's gonna be like an OP, this would be the best case. Yeah, he wants the OPs. At this point, yeah, it's tough to wait even longer. But there's the drought, 16, 17, 18, 19 pieces. And see how long the drought will be in the end. It's 23 pieces, Tetris for F1 procs, and no Tetris for Dan V. Dan V was close again. We have now a 30k lead here for F1 procs. Next Tetris for F1 procs and Tetris for Dan V.
Yeah, F1 is having a good start so far, taking it easy. But you have to be careful when Dan starts like pushing on that efficiency he's known for. Dan is very well known of getting out of difficult situations and then pushing through, so you cannot sleep on him.
Yeah, like a small misstep and everything that can happen even to Dan V. And that's what we saw earlier. But from this point onwards, I feel like Dan V is not really gonna show any bigger falls. Like even he is just setting up the dirty Tetris, I think. Oh no, he's no longer. But yeah, now 44k lead here for F1 procs. And next set is here for F1 procs. And Tetris for Dan V. F1 procs Tetris, but again waiting for the long bar. There's long bar. And Tetris for F1.
Yeah, F1 is just maintaining the lead and expanding further, approaching 3 Tetris' lead now. But the MV is much clearer now and trying to reduce the gap. 2 Tetris lead so far for F1 right now, as the MV is working his way out of the snacks that he had earlier.
Yeah, and it's still the lead here for F1 procs. Next set is for F1 procs. T, Tuck setup for example, or Espen setup here for Dan V. I think he missed the spin there. The good old Tugi spin, as Tony just said. And next dirty Tetris here for Dan V. Dan V still behind, but the same points behind F1 procs. So F1 procs can't really push any further than he currently has. Next triple here for Dan V. F1 procs opened with the next tech twist. Now 60k lead here for F1 procs. Dan V now open again, probably going for the Tetrises here. And has a weird dependency, like the Canon 1 LPs, JPs.
Yeah, right
Next
now.
Tetris for F1 procs, Tetris for Dan V.
Yeah, right now the MV set up for several tucks, very specific pieces, but he's waiting on that Z-spin gets it, and now he starts building around it. He could go for a fake Vitz, and he's gonna go for the actual Vitz and the setup and the tuck.
Yeah,
And there's the Tetris, so still at 2 Tetris lead for F1. F1 doing a pretty good job keeping up with Dan V, but the real challenge will come soon as these players are approaching 100 lines.
Yeah, but as we know, 19, I would say, is the sweet spot for a Chapter, generally speaking, because that's when they can show off how good tapping is, while against the roller not as good, but you know what I mean? And 29 is, generally speaking, a bit too far. I saw F1 procs play a bit of level 29 earlier, so he's not going to be out immediately, but he won't survive as long as Dan V. So even if the 36k here stays the same until the transition to level 29. I believe that it should be quite doable for DenV to catch up on level 29.
Doogie asking F1 Prox versus F1 Champion when? That will be an interesting matchup for the European folk.
It would be. Next set is for both of them. We are still at the 43k difference we saw earlier. And yeah, we are
Hello,
slowly but
Rocco,
surely getting
welcome in.
close to the transition. It's about 4 Tetrises that they can still do. Tetris for both of them. 121, 129s. So yeah, 3 Tetrises and no burn potential for DenV. F1 Prox could burn a single...
They haven't updated my name on the commentary.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So this, I do everything. I can do the stream
Don't
and do
worry,
the
take
commentators. It's and
Yeah,
Richard. So I think you should be now on the left commentator, but because the right commentator is like tech stuff, I'm just gonna put myself in because I'm doing all the tech stuff at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the commentary it is me, Jakob, and Richard.
Oh, transition has come, and actually F1 maintains the lead throughout. 591 for F1, 575 for the NV. So let's see how things progress throughout these higher speeds, because F1 will have to keep up with efficiency and high scores to keep the game alive.
Then Wiener Open again could go for the next set, whereas F1 Prox is still a bit dirty here and needs to do some digging. So it looks like DenV could get the lead to next set here for DenV. DenV in the lead, 6,000 point lead here for DenV. Both players now on level 21. And neither Tetris ready, DenV waiting for the Tetris readiness. Is Tetris ready? Now waiting for the long bar. F1 Prox is open generally, but can only go for the Tetris because he has a single hole. It's really high. He gets the long bar over. Triple for F1 Prox. Then still waiting for the long bar for the Tetris here, and that's it for F1 Prox. He doesn't get the J piece over to the left. Hang on. Yeah.
That was a close one. That was very close. Pretty much, Dan had to get a couple burns to actually win this before, after F1 topped out.
I would just do everything. So, GG's to DenV and F1 Prox. F1 Prox put really good pressure on DenV most of the game until he had like one misstep in level 19 that cost him essentially the game. But he has at minimum 3 more chances. I saw the thumbs up, so let's start the next game between DenV and F1 Prox in 3, 2, 1, Tetris! For the next time you teach me Spanish.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
CT1 in Spanish. Thank you. Okay, 12 push-down points here again for F1 Prox. F1 Prox nearly having vid set up.
And
Tetris for F1 Prox. DenV now Tetris ready, waits for the long bar. And that's the long bar for DenV, Tetris for DenV. Both players about the same height. And F1 Prox now Tetris ready, gets the long bar in Tetris. DenV was not Tetris ready, so he's now Tetris blind for some time. Has to burn at least a single double there. And next Tetris here for F1 Prox. But DenV maybe going dirty now. Yeah, next Tetris now here for DenV. We have a 3k lead here for DenV. He is played 4-9, so pace-wise the lead is definitely on F1 Prox's side for now.
Well, our second game underway, and F1 has started with the lead already.
Yep,
We'll
about
see
one
if he can
Tetris
maintain
lead.
and expand it.
But here's the next Tetris for DenV, and next Tetris here for F1 Prox. DenV is rolling, F1 Prox is tapping. Then neither is Tetris ready. DenV is close to being Tetris ready. Witz and Tetris readiness here for DenV. DenV needs one more long bar for the Tetris. So there's F1 Prox, Tetris for DenV. And now also Tetris for F1 Prox. DenV is Tetris ready. F1 Prox is no longer Tetris ready. He had to close the well. And there's the Tetris for DenV. And there's the triple for F1 Prox. Which means that F1 Prox still is only triple, not Tetris ready, whereas DenV just got the next Tetris and it's now a 40k lead here for DenV. Next Tetris setup here for DenV. F1 Prox goes for the dirty here, waiting for the long bar, and he wants the long bar soon, because if you're dirty, you don't want to go even higher.
Just as a reminder, Dan V is a roller while F1 is a tapper. F1 is the last remaining tapper in the tournament.
You can say the last tapper, the last Frenchman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, then F1 Fox now being pretty high. He needs a longer for the right side. He goes for the safety single double burns here. And is now open on the right side. He gets the nice longbow. He needs the next L piece for the left side. He gets an L piece. Really nice. Burns here. And is now open again and could go for the dirty Tetris. He needs the next long bar soon. Is now Tetris ready. Gets a dirty Tetris for F1 Fox. And we are now at 53 KD tier 4 then V. It looks like F1 Fox might go for the dirty left rail. He decides against the dirty left rail. That could go for a dirty Kadam 5 Tetris. He goes for the dirty Kadam 5 Tetris, gets the Tetris. And then V gets his own Tetris. 55 KD tier 4 then V at the same lines. We're halfway through level 18, so yeah, pretty good level 18 lead here for Dan V. He had the lead for quite some time now. F1 Fox finally at the bottom again. It goes for the central Tetris, gets the next Tetris, and it's Tetris for F1 Fox. And finally the standard right rail setup here for F1 Fox.
Oh, nice adjustment for the square there. And Envy is about 3 Tetris in the lead, but F1 trying his best to reduce the gap again because he knows that the Envy is gonna just go up aggression to avoid any chances for his opponents.
Dan V could go much more aggressive than he currently is. He's probably like pretty chill because he knows he's like 2 Tetrises ahead, so he doesn't, have to go all the way. But yeah, both players are Tetris ready now. Small draw, 20 pieces, Tetris for Dan V. And also soon Tetris for F1 Fox. F1 Fox waiting for the longbow. That gets longbow a bit too late.
Oh,
He's currently close, which means that he's in a bit of trouble here. He needs to burn. He is now open again, is waiting for the next longbow for the Tetris. Tetris for Dan V, so we should see the next Tetris for F1 Fox hopefully soon. Again, he had to close the rail just right before the longbow. And now more digging here for F1 Fox as he just got dirty again. F1 Fox needs an LJ piece. He had to close the LJ dependency. It's gonna be an even tougher position from now. He needs the next L piece for the dependency. He gets the next L piece. Is open. Tetris for Dan V. Next longbow for F1 Fox. Hopefully doesn't need much longer. There's the Tetris for F1 Fox. But F1 Fox over 100,000 points here behind Dan V. It's 107k lead here for Dan V. Next Tetris for Dan V up to 130k lead here. F1 Fox finally open, low and clean. He gets the next number, gets the Tetris, and we are just less than 29 away from the level 19 position. Both players can get about, exactly 4 more Tetrises here before the level 19 transition. Tetris readiness in the center here for Dan V. F1 Fox on the standard right wall setup here. Had to close as well for a second, didn't cost him a Tetris. Dan V waiting for the longbow here with a 25 piece drought. How long will it be? It's quite dangerous here for Dan V this late before the transition. 35 pieces, the longest new drought. Both players need to survive and get to stay clean. Dan V a bit dirty, gets a triple here. 41 piece drought. That is really long. And transition for Dan V. 498. 498 and transition Tetris here for Dan V. Transition one more line away here for Firefox and 530. So we have a 68k transition lead here for Dan V. Next Tetris for F1 Fox. Both players clean. Next Tetris here for Dan V. If F1 Fox not really Tetris ready, he needs something like a G piece. He needs to a couple of lines, needs the spin. He misses the SP spin, which means that he now needs to clean his tech up. He needs to get open. He is open, perfect. And is waiting for the long bar, whereas Dan V is just running ahead. 116k lead, now a 140k lead here for Dan V. Next Tetris for F1 Fox. F1 Fox having played one Tetris less in lines means that the lead is a bit less than 100k. Next Tetris here for F1 Fox. Next Tetris for Dan V. But Dan V is still in the lead, of course.
F1 right now, his goal is just to get as many Tetris as he can because the score difference became pretty high, especially as, even though they're separated by, there's still lines actually. The score difference tells the story of
160k.
Yeah, a Tetris difference approaching 5 Tetrises, so lots of work to do here from F1. F1 just need to focus on just getting the Tetrises and nothing else as possible.
He had so much time during the level 18 where he couldn't go for any Tetris's, and you can really see it in the score and Tetris difference. The score difference is nearly 200,000 points now. Yeah, that's gonna be a really tough fight for F1 Prox. He needs Dan V to top out soon, because I don't think that you can get 200,000 points back on the last 5 levels of 28 if your opponent gets a couple of Tetris's as well. Yeah, 200k lead here for Dan V. The lead feels like it's getting bigger and bigger. Both players Tetris ready, Tetris for F1 Prox. Then we waiting for the long bar. Small router, he can't get the use the long bar. Tetris readiness now for F1 Prox. If F1 Prox can use the same long bar that Denvi just missed, he is down to about 150k lead. Next Tetris here for Denvi. Next Tetris here for F1 Prox. 176k lead. But F1 Prox has played 8 lines, so 2 Tetrises less than Denvi
F1
has.
in trouble,
F1
left side looking very unreachable.
Yeah, he gets the long bar over really nice. He now needs something for the right side to burn. He put something on top because he couldn't get the burns. He needs something for the left side. He doesn't get the long piece over, but I feel like he didn't want to get the long bar over. So we can now see that F1 Prox, yeah, 200,000 points, but he is low, he is clean, mostly. He can go for the dirty Tetris.
From Dan.
Nice, dirty Tetris, 1 high here for F1 Prox. F1 Prox early tapped the red Z piece there, and that's gonna be somewhat dinging. He has to do 170k lead here for Dan V, and Dan V 206k. Will soon have the max out.
At this point, it's pretty much Dan's game, unless F1 pulls out some crazy 29 miracle.
Yeah, but he needs to catch up like 200,000 points in level 29. Dan V now on level 29, and we know Dan V can also play level 29 pretty nice. Pretty good. And I feel like F1 Prox's board is not level 29 ready, not for a tapper. Yeah, he doesn't get the J piece, A piece over to the left. That's the top out for F1 Prox, and the 2 for Dan V.
F1, whatever, I mean, he starts strong, but unfortunately, it looks like 19 has been challenging.
I feel like Dan V is going for the 1-5, maybe even 1-6 to get the highest score of the tournament again, like the second.
Let's see if Dan managed to get a high one. He's currently at 1.1, so he will require some strong play to get higher scores. He's gonna go for the touch in column 4, but blocked the well, so he has to wait for yet another lumbar. And the lumbar, unfortunately, not being well timed, he's done at 1.1. We're gonna have a game number 3 coming up.
What did you say?
We're having game number 3 coming up.
Yes, okay. I was assuming something number, whatever it was. Okay. Yeah, Switcher said game number 3 coming up. Dan V drinking a bit, you know, you need to drink and stay calm. Yeah, but looks like Dan V is getting ready to play the next game.
So
they are doing the seed stuff. And it's just gonna be thumbs up for us to start the next game. We have the thumbs up from Dan V, so let's count down the next game in Spanish. I need to input.
Alright, let's go for it.
What's Spanish?
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
I can do that. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Tetris! And for the audience, if you speak any other languages, feel free to just come over and do the counter in your native language with us.
I think we should go for Italian next.
Yeah, Italian people are here, so maybe Arden or Hyakutado, if you want, you can do the next countdown with us.
Vamos.
The Japanese, yeah. Sanichi. I know Japanese. Okay, so anyways, we have the game 1 Tetris CT beginning for F1 Prox, Tetris for Dan V, so yeah, this is Dan V with a long bar up there.
Oh yeah.
And line spin. I feel like that long bar in column 2 on top of the A piece was a bit of a meme from Dan V.
Yeah, he was like giving a gesture to Kingsman watching.
Mm-hmm.
So some kings were there for the entertainment of the public here.
Oh yeah, and from R75, he can do it with us in Irish. That would be also pretty fun. Yeah. But let's focus on the game here. We have about a 1k lead currently for Dan V.
Yeah, and Pressman knows them all for real.
And next Tetris here for Dan V and for F1 Prox. F1 Prox having the nice L tuck set up there.
That's right. Why? Insta-trace.
Next Tetris for V. Next Tetris for F1 procs. So far, pretty clean game. Both players have a
Nice adjustment there
80% Tetris rate.
from
Next
F1.
Tetris for V. F1 procs waiting for the long bar. Gets the long bar. Gets the Tetris for F1 procs. Then V Tetris ready, waiting for the long bar. F1 procs Tetris ready, waiting for the long bar as well. And Tetris for then V, so we should soon have the Tetris for F1 procs.
Oh, Dan doing this again.
Yeah!
He just wants to spice up things. He just doesn't want to have it easy.
But he should not take this game too easy because F1 procs is a really good player.
And yeah, Dan's gonna go for the column 3 Tetris.
And he gets a Tetris for then V. F1 procs gets the next Tetris, and you have another L tag setup there for then V. Let's see if he gets the L piece. No, he doesn't even get the J piece tag.
We're on their way to column 2. Yeah, pretty much the 5-tap play from the envy can be dangerous if it can be put him in danger. That is what I mean to say. If he misses these on level 19. The envy is currently in the lead at 268. Very slim difference here at 266 with F1, and they have Samuel Tetris, so pretty much 2,270,000 points, 2,270 points.
Yeah, it's neck and neck.
Yeah, pretty much a double and a single score-wise. Now spray by a single, pretty much.
Yeah, but I think F1 procs got his starting push-on points again, so it's a bit less than a single.
We got...
Next Tetris here for then V, next triple, I think it was here for F1 procs. 15k lead now for then V. The lead is slowly increasing again.
Yeah.
Then V going for the dirty here. No, he decides against the dirty. He goes a bit safer, as we have a small route here of 15, 16, 17 pieces. And there's a long bar for then V, and there's a long bar for F1 procs. F1 procs getting the Tetris, and it's a small lead here for a short time for F1 procs. Same piece, same lines, and it was a 17k lead here just for then V. So then V having less than a single Tetris lead here currently. Needs to burn a couple of lines here. And we have a small drought, 14, 15, 16 pieces. Let's see how long this drought will be. It's gonna be a really decent long, yeah, 23 piece drought. And there was the Tetris for then V. And we will probably see the Tetris for F1 procs as well. Then V Tetris ready. F1 procs closed as well and needs to open it in a couple of burns here.
Oh, very rough missile there for the Danby with the J. But he's lowered the stack low enough, but F1 is also getting himself some trouble, so neither player in his current position right now. We got...
F1 procs spot is a bit troublesome, I would say, because he can't really have many easy cleans, so it's gonna be like, yeah, long bar there, which is just gonna increase the amount of time he needs for digging, and then V now 2 Tetris is ahead, and we are getting close to the level 19 transition. Next Tetris for then V, next Tetris here for F1 procs. 40k lead here for then V, F1 procs trying to get the Tetris setup, has the Tetris setup, just waiting for the long bar, then V gets the next long bar, and gets the Tetris 64k lead here for then V. F1 procs getting high again, gets the Tetris, and now wants a J piece here for the tug, or maybe a spin. He gets the J piece for the tug, gets the next T piece, gets the Tetris, Tetris for F1 procs, Tetris for then V. 5 more lines for then V, 7 more lines for F1 procs, so then V can go for 1 more Tetris, and F1 procs can go for 1 more Tetris. We have a 42k lead for then V currently.
Transition is coming in the next Tetris, and both players are ready for it. Tetris for F1. He transitioned at 521.
So 521, keep that in mind. And then V really waiting for the long bar. He rests the long bar. We have the drought now. Ooh, this drought could be pretty dangerous for then V, but no, there's the long bar. We have had a 540 transition, so it's about a 20k transition lead here for then V. Next Tetris for F1 procs now.
F1 just focus on trying to maintain efficiency and overcome...
Oh, then V with a couple of missteps there. The T-piece should have gone 1 more to the left, so he needs some digging there. Some cleanup.
Nice line spin there for Dan V to clean up a little bit, keep things compact.
F1 procs misses the spin, so he now also has to clean up a bit.
Yeah, unfortunately for the F1, that was a missed opportunity as Dan was slowing down, and that will have been a golden opportunity for F1. But F1 is doing a good job going back to Tetris readiness. He's ready now at 6:06. But he blocked the wheel as the lumber came, so he has to wait for yet another. Oh, missed the opportunity for a burn there. Looks
Then we
like.
now got a Tetris. So then we now pushing the pressure up again.
And
F1
F1
Prox
trying
not
to
getting
go
the pieces
Tetris
he needs. He's
ready.
really high now. He needs the longbow for No, he just puts
Oh
the
no,
shapers
this
inside,
is
and
looking
that
dire.
is something he does get the longbow over. And F1 Prox still in the game.
F1 is staying alive here, and we got Dan just still maintaining a lead of just over a Tetris. So
F1 Prox needs to get out of this. F1 Prox slowly cleaning up. He is now open again. Is waiting for the longbow, but he's 64k behind Dan V. Dan V
Oh,
does
Dan V in
misspin
trouble.
the JPs. Okay, but Dan V is in the clearing up process.
Oh
Now he
no,
respins
the
the next
misflip.
JPs as well. This is pretty dangerous now for Dan V up there, but he gets the. Hey, he doesn't get the
Looking
pieces he
good for
needs.
Dan V.
Dan V is in the. Yeah, but he gets some nice pieces here now for the burns. He needs something for the left side. He gets the JPs. Ooh, that was really nice cleaning up here for Dan V.
That was a roller moment. F1 is
Then
still
we opened up the well and got the
pushing.
Tetris here. Is now 69,000 points ahead of F1 Prox. F1 Prox is Tetris ready, gets the longbow, but had to close as well.
And it looks like F1 still trying to catch up to Dan V. F1 going a bit aggressive, but this is going to cause him some slowdown. Oh! Missed 5 tap there from F1.
And the
F1
lead
needs
is
to
now
reach left.
100k for Dan V.
F1 is gonna go. Oh, misflipped. This is getting dangerous, and
Gets
F1 got
longbow
the longbow
over.
over. But now at 120,000 points support, F1 needs to hope for an early top up. Well,
Yeah,
early.
and it might happen because Dan V's spot gets worse and worse. He's waiting for the longbow stuff here. The drought is really killing both of them, I'd say, but.
Oh, this is getting dangerous for both. And it looks like both players are in a very rough situation, and F1 unable to catch up. So then, taking game number 3 already at match point. Very, very strong efforts from F1. F1 is giving all the pressure to Dan V to perform his best.
But he's not putting enough pressure on Dan V. Dan V has won 3 games in a row. So this could be the last chance for F1 Prox to show that he, as well, can win this tournament. That he also has a chance to go to the finals. So, match point for Dan V. Potentially the last chance for F1 Prox to go to the finals, depending how much pressure he can now put on Dan V. Let's see what will happen and if the players are ready. They are, I think, doing some camera stuff now. Because we have the documentary happening. Yeah, okay. So we're waiting for them to finish.
They're gonna adjust
Um,
something for the camera, and looks like it's.
Okay. Yeah, they are doing some camera stuff, but you've now been seeing the semifinals. So what's your impression of the players so far that we saw?
My what, sorry?
We have nearly potentially finished the semifinals, so while we wait for the players to get ready and the documentary, what's like your impression of the players in the semifinals?
I mean, I think that of all the players I've seen, because we just had Scooty versus Mark. I think the highlights. I mean, I think that everybody was expecting to have Dan V and Scooty in the final, but I feel that at least the rest of the top 4 were a bit of a toss-up. And it was actually a great surprise to have Mark and F1 up there, because I don't think anybody was thinking of them like as their top 4 players.
I have to admit, I didn't see the full stuff that you streamed earlier, but when we switched, looked a bit at the last games when we finished the Scooty and the matches in the top 8, I saw Mark playing, and I was like, oh, he has won 1 game or so against Maces, and I was like, oh yeah, he has a chance, and then he actually reversed him. That was pretty hype. Okay, but I think we can see the next game between Dan V and F1 Prox. Yes, so let's start the match point for Dan V. In Japanese?
Okay.
Just for the fun, it's Sun,
Okay,
Ni, Ichi.
San, Ni, Ichi, okay.
Okay, so let's do it. Sun,
San,
Ni,
Ni,
Ichi,
Tetsudesu.
Tetsudesu.
And yeah, we should do Italy next, I guess. If there's one next. But so far, they're doing some exotic placements to keep like or burn less. That's Dan's strategy. Dan just avoids burns from the start to get that initial pressure of having a lead.
Yeah, but the one with both of the Tetris, so it's not really any pressure, I would say, currently on F1 procs, except of course being 3-0 down. You know, that's huge pressure on F1 procs. But I think he can handle it. So far, it looks like the pressure doesn't really get to his nerves. I see pretty good placements here. Next Tetris for Denvi. Denvi now one Tetris ahead. F1 procs waiting for the longbar. There's the longbar and the LP's dependency. Oh, and now we can see his tech having a bit of trouble there.
What's the matter? I'm not getting is that. Yeah, we're back. Don't worry. It might be just a network limitation. I know that it's been happening for a bit. But what we can know for sure is that F1 is starting with a lead, a base slide, and it's going to be overtaken by Danvi now. Danvi has a very clean stack,
You can't really keep the lead if you have the stack that Fire F1 Fox has, where you have to burn and clean.
At this point, we got Dan going for the Tetris to 169k now. And F1 at 150, so not that far behind, less than a Tetris separating the players.
Yep, and next Tetris here for Denvi, Denvi nearly 40k ahead of F1 Prox. And next Tetris here for Denvi, F1 Prox building up his Tetris well. He is now Tetris ready, is waiting for the longbar. There's longbar for F1 Prox and Tetris for F1 Prox. We have 38k lead here for Denvi, next Tetris for Denvi. F1 Prox setting up the Tetris well. Tetris ready, LJ dependency for Denvi, fixes it with a longbar. Some nice adjustments there from FV to fit the JPs better in.
So Dan, right now, starting to build a lead that is approaching 4 Tetrises, so
yeah, it's about an
F1
80k
just
lead
needs
now.
to up the efficiency if he wants to have that chance of staying alive in the tournament.
Witz set up here for F1 box for the fans, but he gets along by again 1 piece to date.
So coming up after the semi-finals, we'll have the 3rd place match.
Yep, and
So-
whoever loses this match will be there. So they are not out. They still have a chance to get the 3rd place. And now Witz was accessible for F1 prox. He will surely get to the Witz soon.
Yeah, right there we
Yeah.
get
And F1 prox can now go for the
Yeah.
Witz.
Yeah.
He gets the longbar and Witz for F1 prox. Next set is next. Simul Tetris here. 120k lead currently for Denvi. Next Tetris here for F1 prox. So we have a 4 Tetris lead for Denvi. Then F1 prox is Tetris ready, gets the Tetris. Denvi is Tetris ready, is waiting for the longbar. And it looks like we are approaching a drought. Yep, 18 piece drought now. Oh, that's a long drought. It's gonna be like maybe 30 pieces. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. That's a long drought. 35 and a 36 piece drought. That's what then we got out of it with the Tetris. Let's see if F1 Fox can do it as well. And there's the longbar and Tetris for Simul Tetris.
Yeah, Dan maintaining a lead that is approaching already 4 Tetrises. So F1 needs to watch out for this. F1 needs to keep pushing for the Tetrises as well. We are now approaching 100 lines, so this is an important moment to be clean and efficient. Right now we got Dan at 477 going aggressive with that S placement. He's gonna get yet another Tetris to 522. He doesn't want to give any chances.
And F1 Prox only triple ready because he has a small hole in his tech. Triple for F1 Prox, Witz for Dan V. And then we also know the small hole in his stack. Tetris for both of them. 136k lead here for Dan V.
This game a bit dangerous for for F1. F1 right now
Mhm.
at Ward 10, falling behind quite a bit, and the board not in the best state to get Tetrises. The time is running out as transition is coming in now 15
Yeah,
lines.
about 4 Tetrises he could do, but we can see his board. He's maybe can get one if you're lucky 2 Tetrises in. Or he just transitions dirty. He goes for the dirty Tetris, maybe? No, he decides against the dirty Tetris here. And then V is approaching the 200Ks now. One more Tetris possible here for Den V.
Dirty
And
from
Tetris for
F1.
F1 procs. 600K flat transition here for Den V, 600K. F1 procs maybe can get a Tetris here, but I don't think so. Yeah, no, not really Tetris. Really goes for the Tetris. That could cost him a lot of stack health. And now he goes for the safety double. 450, so we have a 150k transition lead here for Den V. Next set is for Den V, next set is for Den V. Now 200k lead here for Den V, but F1 Fox has traded a couple of lines less than Den V. F1 Fox is now going for the center Tetris. Is waiting for the long bar. There's long bar for F1 Fox and Tetris, and another Tetris for F1 Fox. Lead 190k. F1 Fox not Tetris ready. Den V waiting for the long bar for Den V. Tetris readiness for F1 Prox and Den V Tetris for F1 Prox. Both players up clean and getting Tetrises left and right, trying not to burn even a single line. Next Tetris for F3. Den V, but Den V needs 2 burns here to set up the Tetris well. Is now Tetris ready. F1 Prox needs to dig those 2 lines. He is now open again. Skimp them. Next Tetris here for Den V. Next Tetris here for F1 Prox. Lead is 190k. Next set is for Den V. Den V going for the OP's tuck setup. And F1 Prox Tetris ready, waiting for the long bar. Den V gets the line spin. That was a really, really nice line spin that he got there, and good of him to see it. I didn't see the line spin myself.
Yeah, Dan knows how to put on a show.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what the people like to watch from him. And
Small
he's
missile from
delivering.
F1 Prox. He overtapped that
F1 limits
Z
drops,
piece, and
it's
that
not
could be it.
looking
He gets
good.
something over to the left side, and is now really needing to burn here as many lines as he can. He needs to get as low as he can. And it looks like he gets the pieces for it. Yeah, that's another nice double here. F1 Prox staying in the game for now. Gets the T-spin set up. Does he get the T-piece? He doesn't get the T-piece. T-piece. He gets the T-piece, and he gets the T-piece set up.
Nice
F1
adjustment.
Prox nearly open again. Tetris here in the
F1.
meanwhile. What Den V? The lead for Den V has increased to 270k. Next set is for Den V. 300k lead for Den V. Really nice cleanup and survival from F1 Prox though. We should not underestimate that, but he missed. He doesn't get the photo for the J piece, and
F1
he's
looks
again
like
in
he's
a
done
tough
for
position
with
here. He
his couple burns.
gets the T piece over.
He's still alive though.
He's still alive, and he doesn't get the
no.
next J piece over. That's the top out for F1 Prox.
We
And
got
the
another sweep this time around
for
from
Den
Dan
V.
V. Congratulations, Dan V. F1 just giving a pretty good showing, coming all the way to the semifinals, being the best performing French player.
Where the fuck is my mouse? Where do I get it over to the other screen? Huh?
Yes.
Oh, I have it over. Okay, good.
We are gonna have a small break, and we're looking forward to have our third place match. It will be between F1 and Mark. So we'll see if France will still take the bronze, or otherwise it will be at all international podium.
Yes, and if you look at the bracket for now, we can see the finalists in the small final, the third place match. We'll have Mark against F1 Prox, and we'll have Blue Scooty and DV in the grand final. And as Alpha just said, yes, 2 English-speaking finalists in the French tournament. That's, could say, a bit funny. I would say we have a small break for the players to calm down, catch some breath after the semifinals. I would say we start with the third place match in 8 minutes at half past.
What is it?
I would say third place match in about 8 minutes.
I don't know how's the schedule working. We have to look it, but I suppose at about 15 to 20 minutes, I believe. 15 to 20 minutes, but
They need a small break.
we're gonna confirm that.
We're gonna have a short break until I would say 25 past, so like 2-3 minutes for the players to catch a breath and everything. So yeah, the top 3, the place 3 match will start at 25 past.
Do you know it is?
It's a 3-minute break or so, John. A 3-minute break until 25 past. They need.
Okay.
Okay, so hello from the first commentator here of the match. We have a bit of a delay because people are not showing up everything we know. You know it. So yeah, just some watching us here in the room do some fun stuff. You can see the Dan V family here posting for a picture. Yeah, and Mino, yes, I drink the Westall CT1. It's generally the best like sparkly water that I know of. Yeah, together with orange, but lemon is it in English? It's a bit nicer. Okay, we are waiting for F1 frogs and Richard a bit.